and focus and energy, and we've had none since we got back from New York, and we haven't handled success real good, and unless that changes, we'll continue in the world that we're in right now rather than the world that we were in December and the early part of the month. This league is too good, and it's a shame you deal with November and December, and you try to learn lessons, so you don't have to get into all this these selfish games that we're playing right now within our team in league play, because it's the teams you play against are too good, and you got no chance to win if you got to do that. And we haven't handled winning the right way since I've tried to stay positive. We've been no good since we've got back from New York. No good in practice, attention to detail, our enthusiasm, our energy, everything that we worked to create leading into that game in New York stayed up in Brooklyn. Didn't come back home with us. And I've tried to stay positive. I've tried to figure out a way to get guys to get back into that place that we were at. But right now we're depending on selfishness and individual talents for us to win. And obviously you see the result that that's getting us. And unless our players realize that, it's going to be hard to change.
Frank, was the plan to try to attack the zone and the guys didn't do it, or did you want to try to loosen that zone up by shooting from the perimeter?
Let me ask you. Here's something, Dave. Before I answer your question, we're back in school, so now guys have to go to class. We haven't shot the ball worth a what since league play started. Not one time have we shot it well since league play started. You think guys would find time to come in the gym and shoot balls? They did in November and December. Well, they're not doing that, and unfortunately, we have these things called rules that don't allow us to force them to do stuff past a certain time period. That's what I mean by us not handling success real good. All of a sudden, we're too good, so we don't need to come in here and work on our games. So in life, you get what you deserve. I'll ask you this: did they change their defense the last 5 minutes of the game? They played a different defense the last 5 minutes of the game? It was the same defense. We just actually maybe screened and cut and moved the ball and didn't jog and played with a little bit of a sense of urgency, and all of a sudden our offense looked a little bit better. But we're so right now we're a bunch of guys driving their own car in different lanes. And unless we decide to get back in that van we were driving, where we're all in that van together in the same lane, we're not going to be able to overcome these teams in the league play. They're too good.
Staying with that a little bit, you were focusing on rebounding and cutting down on turnovers, and those two things you did better tonight. What do you have to do to get the other things in line?
Maybe petition the school so we can cancel school so I can start practicing more than 20 hours a week. I'm not here to blame players. I hope you guys that have covered us the last couple of years and my whole career, I'm not into blaming players. I'm not into that. And I'm not going to sit here and say, well, at the end of the day, players have to take ownership. And if they don't take ownership, it's hard to be any good. We took ownership all the way through the end of December. And ever since we won those games, all of a sudden, all the ownership we took, we kind of left it in Brooklyn. And we've come back, and it's been a different team. It hasn't been the same team. And I've tried to stay positive. I really have. I just told the team, I used to run real hard practices. I don't do that anymore. We're competitive, but not the stuff I used to do in practice. Maybe I need to get back to that. I don't know. I didn't do it early this year, and we won because we had guys playing for us. Right now, we got a bunch of guys that are worried about themselves, and can't win. Can't win when you play that way.
Coach, was that what was going through your mind during the game, just watching you in the second half at times? It almost looked like you were in disbelief, shock, couldn't believe that the team was lacking some of the energy and maybe execution that you wanted them to have. Can you just describe sort of what was going on in your thought process while you're watching sort of the game unfold and perhaps get out of hand before you guys made the run back in it?
I was thinking about your question in October about me being worried about my job security. That's what I was thinking about on the sideline. I was worried about my job security because I knew you'd ask me about that again.
Not what I was asking.
You asked me what I was thinking. Isn't that what you asked?
Is that really what you're thinking?
I was worried about my job security. I knew you'd ask me that.